And this is about the hearing in the Supreme Court pertaining to the suspension of AIFF. That hearing has begun. The court is recording the submissions which are being made by the various party concerned. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta is making submissions regarding the concerns that have been raised by FIFA and the orders. Now I'm going to put out the details which are coming in from that hearing. My colleague Ananya Bhatnagar is reporting all these details from the Supreme Court where that hearing is underway. So let's first break this down. The administration of AIFF to be done by elected body. The second submission is that the Electoral College to AIFF should include the state and the union territory members. Independent EC shall oversee elections to the new executive committee, and AIFF conditions should be revised in accordance with FIFA and AFC. Now, these are all the suggestions which are being made for a certain degree of compliance as to what FIFA wants. My colleague Ananya with us on the broadcast. Ananya, take us through the key submissions which are being made by the Solicitor General.
Well, before that, Anisha, I would like to take the viewers and you through the order that's been passed by the top court. The election program fixed in the earlier order is permitted to be modified by the effect of extending the time for 1 week. Now the elections will happen after 1 week. That is what the court has said. Another, that the voters list shall consist of representatives from 35 35 plus 1 states and union territory members. In fact, it also says that the returning officers who've been appointed shall be deemed to be the returning officers appointed by this court. Since there is no objection, the day-to-day affairs of the AIFF would now be looked after by the AIFF administration headed by the Secretary General. These were the suggestions, remember, that were put forth by the FIFA, and the same has now been adopted by the top court in its order. In fact, now what has been said is that Gopal Narayan, who was previously representing the CoA, that is the Committee of Administrators, will now be the amicus curiae in this matter. He would help the court in finalizing the constitution of the All India Football Federation for the purpose of future and, in fact, for this election as well, though these elections would go on with the previous constitution of the AIFF. In fact, the court has also said for the purpose of the election, the EC of AIFF would be consisting of 23 members and major members, including 17 particularly major members, including the president and the vice president as well. So these are the orders that have been passed. The order is continuously being dictated by the top court. Remember, this is a bench headed by Justice Chandrachud, which is currently, in fact, dictating its order into this particular matter. And clearly, somewhere or the other, there is a chance that India might be able to hold this particular World Cup that was scheduled to be held in October. And various, in fact, suggestions were given out by FIFA to the central government, and the same were communicated by the Solicitor General to the court. And now the court is trying, in fact, to make the tournament possible in the country, and hence passing on these specific orders in this regard. So the court has clearly said that the AIFF elections would continue, and there would be a 1 week buffer that has been granted in order to complete all of the nitty-gritties of this elections that are to be held. Gopal Narayan has been appointed as the amicus curiae in this case now, and he will be helping the court in finalizing the constitution of the All India Football Federation. We are yet to hear the final words of Justice Chandrachud, as he's still dictating the order and is yet to complete the orders in this particular case. So now we'll have to wait and watch as to what finally does the court say. But then these are the orders.
So two things, Ananya. Two things we'd like to highlight. Stay with us, Ananya. I'm just going to highlight the details that you've put out. This is what is being